Hello YouTube, what is going on today? It is PoloKid888 here, and I know it's a little bit different content here. As you can tell, I'm doing a tier list today. It's not Warzone content, and also you get to hear my voice finally. I know it's a little different, and if you actually look in the screen, you can probably see me. Hello. But I just want to try something different, and I thought it'd be cool, just to let you guys know my opinion on this stuff. It's going to be a long video already, so I'm going to get it started here. Cali sticks. I know everyone's going to be very surprised at this, but I'm putting it S tier. Let me explain. It's a two-shot. It lunges across the entire map, and if you stun someone, it's a free kill. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch These Knives Only. He explains what I'm saying very well. These things are dumb. Renetti. I'm doing current in their prime A tier. Now C tier. They're not bad, but it's not great. Kilo, A tier. Even after the nerf, it's still not bad. Is it as good as it used to be? No. Is it as good as the AMAX? No. But it's still good. P90. I'm gonna go B tier. There are SMGs better than the P90, but the P90 is very viable and very good, and a little bit underrated. AMAX. Come on now, let's all be honest with ourselves. Grow, A tier. This is what I use every day on a day-to-day basis when I play Warzone, and it is a laser beam. It is nerfed. You can tell it doesn't, hit as hard as it used to. It used to hit them 4 times and crack their plates. It takes a little bit more bullets than that now, but the gun doesn't move, right? You just aim at the same spot continuously and nothing happens. So, A tier. Fennec. Close range, it's very, very, very good. But apart from 10 meters, it sucks. It's got very close range, but if you're in that range, you beat almost any gun in the game. So, Striker, D tier. It's not F tier, because it's actually not terrible. I used it a couple times, just trying to be different, because the meta got boring after a while. But, it's not quite F tier, but it's not good. LC10, I'm going to put it B tier. I've used it a couple times. It is a newer gun, still getting used to it, but from what I have used of it, it's pretty good. Riot Shield, it's like I want to put it there because it's a Riot Shield, but in this game, it takes unlimited bullets, so B tier, because you can shoot their feet, but as I just said, it's an impenetrable piece of freaking plastic, so that's fun. MP7, B tier, it's not bad, but it's always just a little bit worse than the MP5, Modern Warfare MP5. It's not quite better than it. It's always been just below it. So if I'm gonna put the MP5 at A, I'm gonna have to put this at B. So let me go ahead and do that now. I'll put MP5 at A. Always, old and reliable for the SMGs, and it was meta for a while as well. M19s do wield. As a sniper, I want to put them A tier because that's when I'd use them, but they're probably B tier. If you do wield these things, they're actually really good. If you run a sniper, it's good because you can get Hyler or Ghost off the rip. And they're a great secondary, pretty good in close range. And you can even get some decent range out of them if you aim well. Jack 12. B tier. The fire rounds on this thing is dumb, or the 32 round mag. They're both dumb, and I hate both of them to the death because they are both annoying, and in close range, it's almost impossible to beat them. MG34. People are going to be very surprised at this. I'm putting it A tier. Now, let me explain. If you have the iron sights with this specific barrel, I don't remember which one it is, but it takes away that stupid ruler on the left side of your screen when you aim down sights with it. And then the iron sight is actually pretty good. You put a tack laser and no stock on it. And as a backup, bro, it's a beam. I actually really like it running as a secondary. Probably going to be running that a bit this weekend myself. Yeah, so I like that. I like the gun. M91, it's just not good, bro. Compared to all the other LMGs, it's just not good. RAM. Used to be A tier, now it's C tier. It's got a good fire rate and little recoil, but it is a pea shooter. It doesn't do damage. Odin, D tier. It's not F, because if you hit your shots, it actually does a lot of damage, but you have to put very specific attachments, and you have to hit every shot, because the thing has so much recoil. Model 680. It's not as good as the Jack 12, so I'm going to put it C tier. Fire rounds on this thing as well is not bad, even slug rounds, but it's just not as good as the Jack 12. AS Val A tier as a secondary to a sniper or even a long-range AR. This is very, very good. It's a very good close-range gun. Problem is mag size again. So it's the only reason why it's not S tier, because this thing is very, very good. The Finn LMG. I'm gonna put this B tier. Chainsaw version of this gun, literal garbage. But the regular version is actually not bad, especially put the VLK on it. It's got like no recoil, but it's also kind of a pea shooter similar to the M13. Question is it better than the Ram 7? Yeah, it is. It's better than the Ram, so I'll put it B tier. It's like just a little bit less of a pea shooter, if you know what I mean. But it's not good. HDR A tier. The best legit sniper rifle in the game. Beating out the HDR, or not the HDR, the AX50. The only reason I would put this B tier is that every camper would use an HDR, because you just sit on top of a building and just aim down sights with a variable zoom, and I hate you. But yeah, VLK Rogue, C tier. Yeah, I have nothing really to say about this. It's just meh. Origin used to be S tier, now is like still better than VLK, so I'll put it B tier. 357 F tier. Snake shots are S tier. The 357 itself is F tier. It sucks. It's one of the worst revolvers to ever be put in the game. And after the snake shots got nerfed, it just is never used. And if you get this in the gulag, I feel bad for you. As well as if you get the dual wield 50 cals. However, they're just a little bit better. They're not as bad as this piece of shit. 725 can also go here. Now that I see that, SKS. Yeah, it's just a worse version of the FAL, if I'm being honest with you. It's just not good. PKM, A tier. I don't know if this ever got buffed or nerfed or anything, but 200 rounds, no recoil, high damage output. It's a very good gun. I don't see a lot of people using it, but it is really good if you do use it. ISO, underrated. I'm going to put it B tier. It's not actually as bad as a lot of people think. Close range, it does very well. I will admit its range is not great, though. Holger used to be A tier, now is like C tier. It's just okay. Like, it's just nowhere near the other LMGs in this game. R9, I've only really used a ground loot of it, and it's not bad, but it's also not where it used to be. But it's better than VLK and Model 680, so I'll put a B tier. The Bruin, this was an S tier in the meta for a solid 2 months. Now it's like a solid B tier. It's not where it used to be, and it's not quite at the PKM, but it is still viable for sure. AX50, B tier for me. I know a lot of people put this is like the D tier because it's not hit scan, and you have to always lead your shot every single time. But me as a sniper, who that's my main focus, I'm actually pretty good with it, and I actually like it a lot. It's not as good as the HAR, though, I will admit that. The Bison, this is a pea shooter. The only good thing about it is it has 84 rounds in the magazine. And 94, terrible for Warzone. M4, old reliable, A tier. I think this stays in A tier probably for the entirety of Warzone's being. It's your old reliable, like, it's just what you use every time. And then we just have 3 absolutely awful guns. This thing has the amount of recoil of any gun combined. You combine every single gun in this game, you get the recoil of the AK. It's a burst, and unless it's the Auger M16, a burst is terrible, which is why the FFR sucks. And the Scar just has 25 rounds in the clip, and it has a lot of recoil. Like, it's just, none of them are good. The Strela, this thing's like B tier because it has 1,000,000 bullet velocity, and it's very annoying. Farah, it's not good. I mean, I know it's new, but it's just not good. Modern Warfare AUG is not great. Combat Knife is terrible. I mean, compared to the Kali Sticks, it's night and day. Uzi, the best multiplayer gun in Modern Warfare by far. Warzone-wise, I'd say it's C tier. You can get kills with it. It's not terrible, but it's nowhere near the other SMGs in the game. Kar 98, undisputed S tier. To me, undisputed best gun in the game, and there's no debate. But then again, I'm a sniper, so of course I'd say that. RPG used to be meta, and everyone ran it. Now it's just kind of meh. Pila's bad. Pila's just bad. Joker's just bad. X16, there's a reason you drop in with this at the start of the game. It sucks. There's a reason that you don't start with one of the other pistols. Same with this. Dragunov, why was this ever added to the game? I will never know. Rytech, also not great. It does have explosive rounds and thermite rounds, but it's just not it. I'm not gonna lie to you. FAL, as I said, a better version of the Odin B tier. Or, sorry, SKS, not Odin. EBR, thing is terrible. Mikitsu Carbine, also terrible. Crossbow is actually not bad compared to the Rytech. I know you would think the Rytech's better than this thing because this has 1 bullet and this has 6. It's just better. The Rytech is just bad in every way. I can't even explain. SA-87, it's D tier. I mean, it's not bad, but, like, again, compared to other LMGs, it's not great, but it has more mobility. I'll give it that. And then for the last Modern Warfare gun, we have the SPR. I'm going to put it A tier. It was better than the Kar 98 at one point in time, which was when it was hit scan at like 700 meters, and that was a fun time for me personally because I could just put it on people's head and not worry about anything. But now I'd say it's just a little bit worse than it. Sigma, all of these are just not good in Cold War. The knife, the sledgehammer, the wakizashi, not only do I not use them, but they also actually suck. And it's Thumper, this thing is terrible. Howler, I'm going to put C tier. It's actually not terrible. I pick it up off the ground sometimes, normally like a 2-shot. I feel like if you build it right, you can get a quick, cock back on it to where it can be an easy 2-shot. That's not a problem with. Gallo, this thing is absolutely amazing. This is S tier. Once I get it, there we go. S tier. I run Kar 98 Gallo or Kar 98 Gallo or Grau Gallo nowadays, and I absolutely love this thing. This is broken, and yeah, it's dumb. Street Sweeper, a little bit worse. A tier. It has no mobility is the difference. It's pretty much the Gallo. It has a little bit bigger clip size. I mean, close range, you just hold down the trigger and you kill people. But its reload time is a little worse, and it has like 0 mobility. These are, I guess I'll put them in D tier because I did say they were better than the other 1911s, but still, these things are terrible. Never use them. Magnums, these are actually kind of good. I'm gonna put them in C tier. They're not bad. Dual wielding them, they're better than snake shots, I'll tell you that much. Diamatti, this was S tier at a point. Now I say it's B tier. The single Diamatti actually I think is better than the doubles right now. The single Diamatti is actually pretty good. Especially close range, even off the ground. Those are pretty good. I use those a lot. The Stoner 63, I think this is the best LMG in the game. I'm going to put it A tier, so I'm just going to put it like right in front of the BKM, or not. There we go. I think it's just a little better than it, and I mean, it's just personal opinion on that. PKM's pretty good, though. RPD, solid C tier. It's not great. It's not bad. This is just a D tier. Like, it's not bad, I guess, but it's just not good. M82, C tier. If you build it right, could be good. I don't like it personally. Tundra, is it S tier or is it A tier? I know Scopes would say S tier. I'm going to agree with him on this one. I do think it's S tier. I love the Tundra. It's a very good gun. The only thing is the aim down sight time isn't great for it, but I still think it's... Is it better than the Kar 98 in my opinion? No. I think it's right behind it, though. Pellington, this is the worst. This might be worse than the Dragunov. I'm not joking. The amount of times I have put it, like, a solid 3 meters above someone's head, that was, like, only 50 meters out, and then got a hit mark on their body, I don't want to pick it up anymore. I really don't. It triggers me. DMR. This was the best gun in the game, and it was undisputed for a solid 3 months. Now it's B tier. It's still not all the way gone. I still have ran into people using this thing, and I've still died to it occasionally. But it's not as bad as it used to be. Like, there was a point where if you didn't run the DMR, why were you playing? Because you weren't playing to win, I'll tell you that much. The AUG, this is S tier. I mean, this gun right now is meta. It got nerfed. No, it didn't. You're lying to me. It didn't get nerfed. I don't care what COD says. It did not get nerfed. It's still dumb, and I still hate it. M16. It's also very, very good. I want to put it in S tier, but we all have to admit it is the AUG's little brother, so it is A tier. It's still very good. Type 63. This thing is terrible. One point, it was B tier. Then it just got nerfed, and now it just sucks, and no one ever uses it. Cold War MP5. Same tier as Modern Warfare MP5. I really cannot decide which one's better in current meta. Obviously, Modern Warfare was better throughout the first part of the game. But now it's very hard for me to tell which one's better. So, yeah. I'm just going to put that there. Milano. For me, it's a little underrated. I'm putting it C tier. I've seen a lot of people put this D tier. I think it's C. It's not as bad as a lot of people say it is. Excuse my dog dying, apparently. I'm kidding, obviously. But he is choking on his hair, probably. AK-74U. This was good, and then it got nerfed, and now it's meh. Like, it's your basic, like, it's not great anymore, so I'm just gonna put it C tier. KSP. It got buffed, actually, and it's very good in Cold War multiplayer, but for Warzone, it's D tier. It's really not good. Bullfrog. This is, again, personally, S tier. I love this thing. This is, to me, the best SMG in the game right now. But I think all around for the game and how good it really is, I think it is A tier. But personally, I think it's better than Mach 10. Not going to lie to you. Speaking of which, Mach 10, A tier. Was S tier, got nerfed just enough to put it out at S tier, in my opinion. I don't think it's S tier anymore. Definitely was at one point, but yeah. The Groza, this is going to be the new coming of the FFAR once it actually gets nerfed. That still hasn't happened. So B tier, this will definitely step up once FFAR gets nerfed, though. Speaking of FFAR, S tier, if anyone disagrees with me on this, you don't play this game. I don't know what else to tell you. Krieg 6, B tier. It's very solid. It's like your basic kind of Cold War gun. It's kind of like the M4 of Cold War, but it's just not as good as it. But it's not bad for sure. If you build it right, it could actually be very good and can be used at range. AK-47, it's not as bad as the other one. It's not great though. In again, Cold War multiplayer, it's very good, but I'm gonna put it C tier. XM4, D tier. I used it for a couple games, trying to test it out, see how good it was. It's not great. Its iron sights are also terrible, so you have to use an attachment slot for that, which kind of sucks. QBZ, this thing is terrible. LC10 FFAR Farah again? Okay, well, the Farah still sucks. That hasn't changed. And the LC10 is still B tier. But yeah, that's my list. I'm going to go through it one more time for you guys, just to give you guys a close look here. That's my personal list for the best guns in Warzone right now, current meta. If you guys want me to do another version of this, like for every gun in their prime, I will do that as well. And if I were to do that, all Cold War guns would be based off of what they are now, unless any of them had gotten nerfed, such as DMR would be the really only one that I would change it for. But yeah, that's going to be my video for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'm PoloKid88, and have a great day, everyone. Peace out.